A new superhero just showed up on Disney+, or is it a villain? And what is the deal with sharing a body and insulting their own host? Is this some kind of a Venom deal? Hi there, it's Micha. Join me for the first of 6 episodes of this new Marvel TV show. In episode 1, titled The Goldfish Problem, we meet Stephen Grant, an intelligent but socially inept, mild-mannered loner who by day works in the London Museum of Egyptian Art, while at night he has to strap himself into his bed, as he keeps awaking in the weirdest places with no recollection of how he got there. Never had he woken up in a different country though, but here we are, apparently located in a small German village full of disciples of Arthur Harrow, the leader of a cult serving the Egyptian goddess Ahmed, for whom Harrow also functions as Avatar, her human vessel. Through Ahmed, Arthur Harrow is able to judge beings in their entirety, including things they haven't done yet. If they are impure, or will be, they will not survive the test though. Something Stephen witnesses as an old woman turns grey and dies while holding Harrow's hands. Hunted by armed guards who want to recover a golden scarabaeus that Stephen seems to have stolen while being asleep, he starts to hear voices giving him orders, like not to give up the golden gem. Those voices also keep insulting him, calling him an idiot. Every time he finds himself trapped or in a corner, he loses consciousness, and when he comes back to, he finds the attackers killed or incapacitated, and blood on his own hands. After getting away from the pursuers, he awakes in his bed, tied down as usual. It was all a dream. Or was it? If so, he should have awoken to a Friday.
We're still expecting one more.
What day is it today?
It's Sunday, sir.
No.
Meaning he missed the date with his attractive co-worker. A date he seemingly initiated, but of which he only learned as she validated the time and place. Obviously, something else had to have happened in between, as his trusted and dear goldfish Gus, always swimming in a warped way, as he was missing a fin, seems to have regrown it. But he also behaves differently, so likely this is a replacement fish, and the saleswoman in the pet shop remembered him being there the previous day. He also finds a hidden cell phone that promptly receives a call from someone named Lila, who calls him Mark.
What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark?
A name he heard before, in his head. As Harrow turns up in the museum and even tries to implement the judging ritual, he just feels chaos inside Stephen, but leaves him unharmed. At night though, a monster roams the museum, looking for Stephen. Finding himself pushed into a corner in the restroom, he starts to talk to his own reflection in the mirror, which identifies itself as Mark, who promises to save him if he hands over control to him.
Oh, God! Stephen. Look at me. That thing's about to break through the door. Let me save us.
Doing so, he changes into a white-hooded figure with glowing eyes that easily takes out the monster before heading out into the night. The first episode does a great job of setting up the scene without giving away too much of things to come. Of course, we end up having many questions. The most obvious, what's going on with Stephen? Is he possessed by a god, being an avatar like Harrow is for Ahmed? Or is he suffering from DID, dissociative identity disorder? Or both? Or something completely different? The next question, of course, who is the bad guy? Ethan Hawke's character of Arthur Harrow seems to be a dodgy cult leader, and likely is the main antagonist, but like so many villains for Marvel, there is a solid and understandable idea at the core of his persona. If a person can be judged before doing evil deeds, like stopping Hitler before he got into power, wouldn't that be a good thing? Harrow even brings up this example, highlighting that Ahmed was locked away back then, otherwise she would have stopped that genocide. Like with Minority Report, the question of free will is front and center, and philosophical scholars could discuss for years what the implications might mean if you pass the test. We also know next to nothing about the entity loaning Stephen's body. Could be someone evil in need of a compromise, like Venom found in his host. A good entity or just one opposing Ahmed without any other agenda. The canvas is still empty for now, and as Hawke so far portrays his character very calm and contained with no obvious evil intentions towards Stephen, all is open there as well. But this being a Marvel show, the likely direction should be clear. Of course, I already read up a little bit on the comic character as well, but bringing that in here would be likely too much of a spoiler, so I will discuss that in a separate video along with theories and predictions. Oscar Isaac, in the lead role, as it was to be expected, did a great job on covering all bases for this character, giving him immediate sympathy points, believable depth, and humanity. The character of Steven could have easily come across as someone with mental deficiencies, but you always see his wit shining through, even in naive moments, though there are likely mental issues of another nature at play, as I guess it is telling that he calls his mother once a day and always just catches her answering machine. Before we get into the rating, let me remind you to like and share this video if you enjoyed it so far, and if you are no subscriber yet, maybe consider to change that. By also hitting the notification bell, you will get a heads up for most of my new videos. Now for the rating. I very much enjoyed this first entry, it really made me curious for the next episodes. With great acting, some cool effects and the inclusion of monsters likely with Egyptian background, this promises to be something fairly new and original within the MCU. The plot holds a fine balance between action-orientated storytelling and exposition work for the episodes to come. I am interested enough to stream the next episode for sure, rewarding the more than solid setup and promise of great entertaining with an according score of 8 out of 10 points. FYI, my sister Angie also scored it with 8 out of 10 points, saying that she would have wished for more than one episode being available at the start, as that would have given more background details right away. She enjoyed Isaac's acting, and especially when it comes to him switching back after handing over control, being completely confused about what just happened to him, and why everyone around him is dead or unconscious. My pal Neil also very much enjoyed the show and sees great potential in it. But for the first episode he thought there was not enough going on for a higher score than just 7 out of 10. How did you like this first chapter of the Moon Knight saga? Do you agree with any of our ratings? Let me know in the comments. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching!